Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Got a man, it's Thomas. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Let's talk just for a second about Ohio State. Everybody uses the portal to varying degrees. Sometimes you just fill the exact right hole that you want. And this team, as they start this season, not a ton of new faces here, Jesse.
They didn't, but I don't think it's because there was a lack of effort on the part of the coaches, David. I think they believe they've got the roster in place now to have success.
Yeah, because when you bring people in, a lot of times you tick people off on your own roster. So when you only bring a few in, you cherry-pick some elite talent and some real concerns that you have, sometimes it just addresses everything you need.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Ready to go to the middle. It's Thomas. It'll be a first down as he gets it to the 24-yard line. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. First down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced a tackle for a loss.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll go right back to him. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
And it really doesn't matter what the decision is on the RPO. When your defensive line can reset the line of scrimmage like that, get off blocks and make plays.
It'll be 3rd and long. They'll move the wide receiver. Now the play fake. Throws to the wideout. Picked off. What a play to set him up. He was looking for that big return to go with the pick, but he'll set him up in business at the 36.
And you will always remember your first. And how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT, the first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this guy.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
Well, the defense had the perfect play call on there. Offense trying to go toss him to the boundary, but the defense dialed up the corner blitz. Perfect play for the perfect moment. They get the tackle for loss.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the wideout. Connection to the right. And they'll knock him down.
QBs and wide receivers spend all offseason together throwing the football in air. I mean, really developing that chemistry and timing. Understanding I get man coverage, I'm throwing this to you right now.
The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on 3rd down. They'll stick to the ground, looking for the marker. They make the tackle, but he's got enough to give Georgia a first down.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a pretty dumb decision by the opponent to go for it so deep in their own end, and this offense now is making them pay for that. After getting the ball back on the 3rd play of the drive, they're able to run it, get the first down, and stay on the field.
On the move to his left. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
This is the most annoying thing in the world for a defense, is when you start to play all these plays and all these pass concepts and routes, and then you let the quarterback get outside the pocket, and he takes off, and he gets a first down. Like, so much to defend. That is the hardest thing to defend, because you don't know where it's going to happen on the field and when it's going to happen.
We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. First play of the period will be a 2nd down. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. And here comes the offense on second down. Back to pass. Using the quick game. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
You get the completion, and now you set up a manageable third down situation in the red zone. This is a huge down in distance in this game.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. Now on the move. Some hard running there, but just too many defenders as he stopped for a loss.
And, man, that is a great tackle. And your safeties have to be great tacklers, especially nowadays with all these quarterbacks that want to run. These good athletes like this guy right here, nice job being in space, getting him to the ground. That is a tough ask, but, man, did he do it right there.
What a disappointment. No good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys.
And that's frustrating. I mean, you put a drive together, you're in scoring zone. Like, this is a green zone. You should be making all of these kicks, these short field goals, the chip shots. Kickers have to come through. They got to do their job.
Breaks into the open. He's at the 50. Past the 30. The 10. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Ohio State. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Eastern Michigan is ahead in this one. This team plays a hard-nosed style of football there in the MAC, but they're a long way from closing this out. They're up by 6 over Coastal Carolina. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. A blown opportunity, missing that short field goal on the last drive, and now they'll try to put something on the board here. It's complete, and this one will be stopped for no gain.
And listen, the play call, he didn't get anywhere. The fullback got no yards, but I do like the offense's willingness to throw him the football, make everybody a target, right? Find everybody on the field. He's usually blocking. Sometimes you can sneak in there and make a big play.
Wants to fire on second down. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete. Hang on, Swoopy. The Buckeye crowd alive on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got an open man. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Defense in press coverage. Toss to the left. And some room to work. Past the first down marker and still running. He'll be shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And the Dogs hunkering down to pick up a first down on the ground.
Yeah, and you can hear the sound of Larry Munson. Run the dang ball. That's what they've always built this program on, is running the football, physical running backs. That's what Georgia does.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak him out of the backfield and let him take advantage.
There he goes. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior. Makes a play after the grab.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
the Dogs will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Snap it to the back. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
You see all this movement in football now, all the stemming, the defensive line, they're sliding right before the snap, creating confusion for the offensive line. Then they're moving back and stunting. Really good job by the defense. Continue to move, continue to stunt, continue to get in the backfield and make this life hard on this running back.
Well, the offense is trying to get a big-time playmaker the ball out in space quickly with the wide receiver screen, but the defense is having none of it.
A 3rd and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to barrel in. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. He'll start this drive firing. Got his man quickly. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
You complete some of these hitch throws early, you're setting up the hitch and go. Later on, you can pump fake that, and then the receiver can pirouette right up the sideline. That might be a home run play for the offense.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. The offense changing the play. Off the play fake. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
And that guy is just a man. I mean, he sets the tone in this defense, and you saw it on that play right there. Reminds me a lot of the guy standing beside me, David Pollock, who really set the bar for great D-line play at Georgia. I think back to 2 guys I played against, Richard Seymour and Marcus Stroud, lining up beside each other on the inside of that D-line. That was an absolute nightmare to go up against.
Every defense in the country talks about getting offenses in predictable 3rd and long situations where I can bring on more speedsters and I know the pass is coming so I can have more success.
And the Buckeyes line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. They'll start this drive going to the air. Gets it to the back. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide. And a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Quickly to the tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can...
And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Dogs!
Man, this offense has started the season off so good. 1-0 a week ago, right? Now building on it again. Great job putting points on the board. It's still the first half, but this unit looks dialed in.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Going right to work up top. Trying to make magic with his feet. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. Wants to go up top on first down. Tight end finds a soft spot. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. See his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Going to the running game. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. With the catch, it's Thomas. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Boy, did that one have revolutions on it, but it's incomplete.
And I like the aggressiveness on 3rd and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's 4th and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
When you're around midfield, there's not really much of a choice. Go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. At the 40, there he goes. They get him down at the 36. It will be a first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. Might be changing the route. Wants to throw on 1st down. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Right back up top on 2nd and 10. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Quarterback can pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. A full dive to haul that one in. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. They say it's still a game of field possession, and that last one just flipped this baby. They've got it 1st and 10 in the red zone. Looking to throw on 1st down. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And he'll be marked down, but what a play to come up with that interception.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. First play of the drive, wants to throw. And he throws another interception, his 3rd one of the night. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the first half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead. But with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they've put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the first half.
Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Incomplete. Looked as if he had his man, but just a misfire from this senior.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Grabbed in the middle. It's done. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And for the 2nd time tonight, they'll try out the field goal kicker. He'll line it up from 34 yards out. Smashes it between the uprights. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He'll be stopped, but good work there to get the ball out to the 37. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. We're just about ready to start the 2nd half. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Defense playing a bail technique. Keeping it on the ground to open the 2nd half. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this 2nd half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping the run. They got to play like this the rest of the game.
Lining up from the 34 on 1st down. To the air on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. Oh, he's got some space. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line.
Man, what a weapon in this offense. To have a tight end that you can throw the football to, not just over the middle, not just to move the sticks, but a guy like this that can absolutely blaze, like a Warren, like a Bowers we've seen over the years, that can make huge plays down the field after the catch.
Wide open spaces. Touchdown, Georgia. And the The punishment has been extended.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offense. Look, last week you found a way to win a close game. That's what you're supposed to do. But this offense looks like they're taking it to the next level, hitting their stride a little bit, finding out who they're going to be, and they've looked explosive today.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And he's going to try to return this one. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Second down, he'll throw it. Quickly out to the tight end. They'll guide him out of bounds down at the 25-yard line.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
The Buckeyes are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. He wants to change this route. They'll throw on 3rd and short. Makes the catch. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on 3rd down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double-team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
The give to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43.
Man, this thing's starting to snowball now in a bad way for this offense. 2nd interception in as many drives. This quarterback, he's got to be able to turn the page and make better decisions.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Throwing right. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
Well, these DBs better stay ready, man. I know you're losing the game by a lot right now, but this offense is still taking shots. So you've got to continue to stay ready and make plays like they were able to do on that last one, forcing the incompletion.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Quick pass on the fly motion. Past the 45. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
The Dogs come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Pulls and fires complete. And the Bulldogs can really attack on this second and short. Direct snap. Got room to work. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
And I would just hate to be in the shoes of these defenders trying to tackle this running back because, of course, you're so afraid of this guy shaking you and using his elite speed to make you look bad on a highlight film somewhere, but you forget this guy can still run you over. And you saw it on that
play. A run for the quarterback. He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. The Bulldogs with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. To the air on second down. Fires to the middle. A strike downfield. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. Now on first and goal, let's see what Georgia will do. They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is good.
Sneaks it into the end zone.
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in the running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On designed runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
And he puts through the extra point. They marched 56 yards to the end zone. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring this one out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Back to pass on second down. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Oh, he drops it. That is a catch he makes 99 times out of 100, but it'll be third down.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he has had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Buckeyes have it with a 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the 3rd quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run.
And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Touchdown, Bulldogs! The defense gets it done with that huge interception return. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Looking to throw on first down. Finds the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there.
So surprised we have not been calling this guy's name more. He's one of the best tight ends in the country, but give the defense credit. They have had an outstanding game plan limiting him so far. That's only his second catch of the game.
Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down.
Hey, QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. The Buckeyes can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Grab near the marker. It's Thomas. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. They'll give it to the back. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. And this beatdown is close to completion as we've reached the end of 3. Let's take a look at how we got here. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. He throws one to the left. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. Wants to go up top on first down. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass.
And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country, and he's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure, taking a sack there.
Going for 6. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Yeah, and this offense needs a spark, man. Down big. Listen, it's game one. It's not the end of the world, but we got a deficit. Got to put some drives together. Nice drive here. Now the defense needs to do their part because they got to put this thing in turbo.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. UCF has just had no answer to the beatdown they're taking today. I mean, when's the last time this happened to this program? They're trailing by 21 to Memphis. We will be multitasking today, boys. One eye on that game, one eye on your game. Really the only way to do it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Takes the easy one to the back. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the...
Turning it on! And he'll go down, but he has enough for the first down.
Hey, nice job by the QB. It's third down. It's money down. I'm looking to throw the ball down the field. What's open? My running back. Find him, hit him, let him do the rest. Good job.
Georgia ready to dial it up on another first down. Flips it out in the flat. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Unloads quickly. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
An outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the dub.
And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Throws for the tight end. Complete downfield. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there in a similar situation with a lead like this. They'd definitely be running the ball at this point. They'd probably take their starting quarterback out of the game potentially, but not this unit. They are still staying aggressive. They're still taking shots. They're just trying to light up the scoreboard.
Now from inside the red zone. Sets up the screen. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
They'll run it. They want to take their time here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And they're going to score again, yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
I got to say, the mental toughness that this team is showing early this season is real impressive. And going down the field and scoring on that last possession, putting themselves in position here to go 2-0, they're answering the bell. This team has leadership on both sides of the ball. Very, very impressive.
And they tacked on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looks like he's going to bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Back to pass. Lets it fly. Oh, goes right through his hands, and he will think about that one for a while. It'll be third down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
He might want another play. On third and long, try to convert through the air. And he throws another interception. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game, in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6. He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is third and goal. Off play action. Quarterback extends the play. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown. I think we can just about blow the candles out on this one. It's all over.
No doubt. It's over. But you know what, Reese? These stats aren't over. They count for postseason awards. So I'm all for piling on the stats, running up the score, offense, get the stats.
And they did tack on the extra point. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Here's the handoff. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They've played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on third and long. Picked off. A turnover in their own end. He goes down after the a short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And some guys just have a knack of finding the football, and he is one of them. Like, you can just tell when the ball's in the air, he's like, that is mine. His second big game-changing play in this football game.
Looks like the offense will just take a knee. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. And the quarterback takes a knee. We waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.